Hey, this is Dr. Hymers in my office.
这是海罗博士在我办公室里。
Este es Dr. Hymers en mi oficina.
I am going to talk to you just in English.
现在仅仅用英文告诉大家一件事儿。
Le hablaré solamente en inglés.
But we'll be back in just a few minutes to preach the sermon, and that'll be in English and Spanish and Chinese as always.
再过一会儿呢，我们讲到的时候就是用3种语言了：中文、英文、西班牙语。
Pero regresaremos en unos minutos para predicar el sermón y será en inglés, español y chino como siempre.
So keep watching.
继续观看下。
Sigue mirando.
Now at the top of your screen is an address where you can write to get these 2 books. We're offering these 2 books, one by Dr. Kagan and one by me, and 2 books for the price of 1. This is Dr. Kagan's book, From Darwin to Design. It is a book on showing the untenable nature, the falseness of the Darwinian theory of evolution, and he does a fine job. Dr. Kagan has a PhD in mathematics from UCLA, and he has written this wonderful book. I helped him a little bit with the English of it, and Dr. Henry M. Morris, the founder of the Institute for Christian Research, said it's a delight to read. And Dr. D. James Kennedy said, a word of warning to those who may pick up this book by chance, you most likely will not be able to put it down. Darwin to Design shows how Dr. Kagan, a staunch atheist, gradually began realizing the laws governing the universe are too precise to point to anything but intelligent design by God. I want you to have this book, and I want you to have this one as well. This one is my autobiography. It's called Against All Fears. Dr. Kagan wrote on the back, you will laugh, you will cry, it will encourage you when you're ready to give up. Dr. Paige Patterson, the president of Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, said, read this book and you will be blessed. This is my autobiography, and it's quite a book. It's got photographs of me with everybody from Richard Nixon to Billy Graham, and I met some real heavy Christians in my day, as the hippies would say. And this is my life story. Moish Rosen, Jews for Jesus, Patrick Buchanan, Dr. Bob Jones Jr., Richard Nixon, President Reagan, pictures with me, and I met these great men, Dr. W.A. Criswell, Dr. Robert L. Sumner, and Dr. John R. Rice, Dr. Richard Rembrandt, Dr. Bill Bright, and Dr. Jerry Falwell. These are some of the men that I've met, Billy Graham, over the years, and Francis Schaeffer. And I want you to have this book. It's my unvarnished and truthful autobiography, how I came up as a boy, a virtual orphan, and how I came into the ministry and failed as a missionary, but now I'm pastor of the only independent fundamental Baptist church in downtown Los Angeles. This book will blow you away. It's called Against All Fears. A frightened boy overcame incredible obstacles and became an inspiration to millions. I'm going to send you both these books because I believe you need them. You will read them yourself, and if you're a pastor, you'll teach these books to your young people. They're tremendous books. This one is on showing the fallacies, the unreliability of Darwinian evolution. This one is my autobiography, how I became a Christian, and am responsible for preaching these sermons all over the world. These books would sell for $25 each if you bought them in a bookstore. We're letting you have both of them for $25, and that includes postage. Write to me, Dr. R.L. Hymers Jr., Dr. Hymers, Hymers, at the address on the top of the screen, Post Office Box 15308, Los Angeles, California, 90015. Make a check out to the Baptist Tabernacle of Los Angeles, or to Dr. R.L. Hymers Jr. Either way, it'll get to me, and we'll send you both these books. This is a $50 a $50 offer, you get both of them for $25. That includes shipping. So please write to us. Now we're going into the service, which is now underway, and God bless you for watching.
He has done great things. Praise His holy name.
Amen. You may be seated.
请坐。
Amen. Open your Bible with me to 1 Timothy.
提摩太前书
Abre
For-
1 Timoteo,
1 Timothy 4:1,
4章1节，
1 Timoteo 4:1.
page 1276. Page 1276
提摩太前书
in
4
the
章1节。
Schofield Study Bible.
Página 1233 en la Biblia de Estudios de Referencia Scofield.
All right. We're looking at 1 Timothy 4:1.
提摩太前书4章1节，
1 Timoteo 4:1.
I spend a lot of time reading and rereading 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus.
我花很多时间重读提摩太前书、后书，还有提多书。
Paso mucho tiempo leyendo de 1 2 Timoteo Tito.
So, let's see if I can find it here. You need to pray for my knee. It's very bad. Very, very bad.
为牧师的膝盖祷告，
Ahora por mis
It's
rodillas
this
muy mala.
left knee.
左膝。
27. Praying for your knee. Which one? The right knee. No, there's nothing wrong with it. 1 Timothy 4:1.
1 Timoteo 4:1.
前书4章1节，
Very important verse of Scripture. Misunderstood by many.
很
Now
重。
the Spirit speaketh expressly.
圣灵明说，
Pero el Espíritu
Now the
dice,
Spirit speaketh expressly.
圣灵明说，
pero el Espíritu dice claramente
That in the latter times some shall depart from the faith,
在后来的时候，必有人离弃真道，
que en el posterior tiempo algunos apostatarán de la fe,
giving heed or paying attention to seducing spirits,
听从那引诱人的邪灵
escuchando a espíritus de engañadores de doctrinas de demonios
and doctrines of devils.
和鬼魔的道理。
y doctrinas de demonios.
Correct translation it would be, and doctrines of demons,
鬼魔的道理，
Correctamente traducido, doctrinas de demonios.
speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
说谎之人的假冒，这等人的良心如同被热铁烙惯了一样。
Por la hipocresía de mentirosa que tienen cauterizada la conciencia.
Well, if you look in the context of it,
上下文，
Miren el contexto.
you'll see that John MacArthur's comments on the verse are wrong.
上下文告诉我们是约翰麦克阿瑟他讲的注解是错了。
Verás de que los comentarios de John MacArthur en este texto está equivocado.
He says the verse does not refer to the end of the age. It refers to the whole period since Christ's resurrection to the end.
他说这些经文讲的并不是这个末世，而是从基督复活之后一直到末世。
Él dice que no refiere a la época entera, pero sino a la resurrección hasta el fin.
But he says that to please the Calvinists with which he runs with now, and they don't like anything to do with pinning it down to a certain time. Look up, please.
他说这话是为了这个取悦那些加尔文主义者。
Dice eso para complacer a los calvinistas con cual ahora anda porque no le gustan poner fecha fija.
It's true there have been people like this throughout church history, but it must refer to the end, very end.
不错，这节经文确实是历史各时候都有这样的人，但是呢，这一节经文指的确切是末世。
Sí ha habido gente así a través de la historia, pero se refiere al fin.
You have to look at the context.
要看上下文。
Tienes que mirar el contexto.
We live in that time.
我们正生活这个时代。
Vivimos en ese tiempo.
I've spoken a lot on that subject, but there people that left didn't seem to get anything out of it very much.
我讲了很多有关，但那些离开教会那些人从来没有得到任何东西。
He hablado mucho en ese tema de lo que se fueron no le entendieron.
I don't see how a person can be a Christian in these days if he doesn't understand that this is speaking to our time.
我不知道任何一个人做基督徒如何能够理解这些经文是不是讲到了我们现代这个时候。
No sé cómo alguien puede ser cristiano si no ve que esto está hablando en nuestro tiempo.
We are living in this time now.
我们现在正生活这个时代，
Vivimos este tiempo ahora.
The Spirit speaketh expressly. It means the Holy Spirit told him what to write, the words to write. That's what. If you hear somebody say the apostles were the inspired apostles or the inspired writers, they don't know what they're talking about. The Bible never says the writers were inspired. The Bible teaches that the words are inspired.
圣灵明说，也就是说圣灵告诉他这是要写下的词句。
Si alguien dice que los apóstoles eran inspirados, están equivocados porque las palabras fueron inspiradas.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly to him, see, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
圣灵明说是对他这样说，在末后后来的时候，就是末世的时候，必有人离弃真道。
Pero el Espíritu dice claramente de que en los postreros tiempos algunos apostatarán de la fe.
What faith is it talking about?
讲的这个真道是什么真道？
¿De qué fe habla?
Remember that the Bible did not have the chapters and even the numbers and all that. They were put in later. It's just written on the page. So you have to look back at chapter 3, verse 15 and 16 to see what the faith is.
所以说你要回头看一看3章第15、16节里面讲的这个真道是什么东西。
Los números de capítulos y versos no fueron puestos originalmente, después fueron. Tienes que mirar el capítulo 3 para ver qué habla.
Stand up, Curtis, stand up and read verses 15 and 16 of chapter 3.
Versos 15 y 16 de capítulo 3.
But if I tarry long, that thou mayest know how thou oughtest to behave thyself in the house of God. This is the church of the living God, the pillar and ground of the truth.
倘若我单言日久，你们可以知道我在神的家里面应当怎样行。这家就是永生神的教会真理。
Para que si tardando sepa cómo conducirse de la casa de Dios, que es la iglesia de Dios viviente, columna de vallarta de verdad.
And without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. God was manifest in the flesh, justified in the spirit, seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles, believed on in the world, received up into glory.
这教会是真理的注释和根基，大在敬虔的奥秘，无人不以为然。这就是神的肉身的显现，被圣灵称义，被天使看见，是传于外邦，被世人信服，被接在荣耀里。
Indiscutible de grande es el ministerio de la piedad. Dios fue manifestado en la carne, justificado en espíritu, visto de los ángeles, predicado de los gentiles, creído en el mundo, recibido de arriba de gloria.
So verse 15 talks about how to behave yourself in the church, and verse 16 gives the basic theological statements concerning the faith of Christianity. And he says they will depart from the faith. In other words, they will not know how to behave themselves in the house of God, and they will give up some of the doctrines, the basic doctrines of Christianity.
第15节就告诉大家如何在教会里面应该如何举止，而且第16节列举了各种各样的信念。这个信念，然后接下去下一节呢，就是4章1节说他们离弃了这种真道。
Verso 15 dice cómo convertirte en la casa de Dios. Verso 16 dice que es la fe. Y 16 de que se apartarán de la cristiandad.
Dr. Merrill Unger, longtime professor at Dallas Theological Seminary, said, thus all false religions are demon-inspired. All false religions.
这样指出说，一切的假教义呢，都是魔鬼的根源。
Unger dijo de que todas religiones falsas son inspiradas por demonios.
It shouldn't take a rocket. You shouldn't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what he's talking about. People that don't know how to behave themselves in the Church of God, and people who give up basic Christian doctrine are following demonic teachings.
不需要很聪明，不需要成为这个火箭学家，你可以知道，就是那些跟随就是在教会里面不知道如何举止那些是跟随鬼魔的说教。
Esos que se van de la casa de Dios no están siguiendo la palabra de Dios y están siguiendo demonios.
But that's not really my subject tonight. It's just introduction.
但那并非今晚我要讲。
Ese no es el tema esta noche, pero sino introducción.
What is the cause?
什么是根源？
¿Qué es la causa?
What is the cause of the great demonic activity of our day?
我们如今当今世界上面鬼魔的这个非常活跃，到底是根源何在？
¿Cuál es la causa de la gran actividad demónica de hoy?
The devil can't just come in and do anything he wants. It has to be permitted by God. And so there are certain things going on in society that make it possible for the demonic errors to rip the guts out of the churches.
魔鬼不能就是为所欲为，在世界上做这个就是行凶作恶，但是他一定要有这么社会上各种各样的这个条件根基，他才能做这个事情，让教会摧残。
Hay ciertas cosas demónicas de que causa de que la gente pueda quebrar las iglesias.
And there are two main reasons that there's so much demonic activity today.
有两个主要原因，
Dos razones por causa de que hay actividad demónica hoy.
At least that's what I see.
至少我看到。
Por lo menos como yo veo.
Turn to Revelation chapter 9, verse 20.
9章20节启示
And
录里面
21. Page 1338. 1338 in the Schofield Study Bible.
启示录9章30节
Apocalipsis 9 de 20 a página
20
1295.
节。
All right, stand up, Quang Tham, and read those two verses.
20:21.
Revelation 9:20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by the plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, and the idols of gold, and silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Verse 21. Neither repented they of their murders, nor
Of their what? What's the word after? Neither repented they of their what?
murders,
Murders, okay.
nor their sorceries, nor their fornication, nor their thefts.
其余的未曾被这些灾所杀的人，仍旧不悔改自己手所做的，还是去拜那些鬼魔和那些不能看、不能听、不能走金银铜木石的偶像，又不悔改他们这个凶杀、邪术、奸淫、偷窃的事儿。
Los otros hombres que no fueron muertos de que ni con esta plaga, ni aún así se arrepintieron de las obras de mano, ni dieron de adorar a los demonios a imagen de oro, plata, bronce, piedra, madera, los cuales no podían ver, ni oír, ni andar, no se arrepintieron de sus homicidios, de sus hechizuras, ni de su fornicación, ni de sus huertos.
Now, the word sorcery there in English is a translation of pharmakia.
邪术这里面就是药物的意思。
La palabra de hechicería es traducido de la palabra pharmakia.
P-H-A-R.
也就是
Pharmakia. The word pharmacy comes from that.
邪术，原文就是讲到的这个药物学。
La palabra farmacia viene de eso.
It's all right to translate sorceries, but it doesn't make it clear because the sorcerer used drugs.
也就是吸毒
Los hechiceros usaban drogas.
Pharmakia.
pharmakia。
Que es farmacia.
So we're told twice that sorcery is connected with the demonic activity in the last days.
所以两次这样讲到了，就是说一切的这些都是与鬼魔相连的。
Se nos dice de que esto desconectado con la obra demónica 2 veces en los últimos días.
Revelation 18:23.
启示录18章23节，
Apocalipsis 18:23.
Revelation 18:23.
18章23节，
Apocalipsis 18:23.
Stand and read verse 23 of chapter 18, Wesley. Good and loud. Turn around.
and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
By thy sorceries. Huh?
For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
万国也被你的邪术迷惑了。这是结束的时候，开始的时候说，灯光在你们中间绝不能再照耀，新郎和新娘的声音在你们中间绝不能再听见。你们的客商原来在地上的尊贵人，万国也不能再被邪术迷惑了。
Lo de lámpara no alumbran más ni a tu voz de esposo de esposa se otra vez más en ti, porque tus mercadores a los grandes de la tierra, pues por tus hechizuras fueron engañados todas las naciones.
Again, the word sorcery there translates pharmakia.
这里个邪术又是 pharmakia 的
And
原
the
文，
primary reference is to drugs.
也就是吸毒用毒品。
Hechizuras ahí es farmaquía, que es drogas.
I would go so far as to say that drugs are the main reason for the great demonic activity of our day, which will be, of course, worse in the tribulation.
因此，我可以看到，这个可以指出，说末世中间这个鬼魔活动的增长和泛滥，其中一大原因就是他们吸毒用毒。
Drogas es la causa por causa de que la cosa demónica va a ser peor hoy.
Dr. Unger brings that out, and so does the Wiest word studies.
昂格博士把它指出，而且 with 这个字典研读也是把它指出。
Unger y Wiest hablan de eso.
Did you know there are 100,000? There are 100,000 heroin addicts living in New York City alone.
仅仅在纽约
100,000
就有10
heroin
万
addicts.
海洛因吸毒犯。
Hay 100,000 adictos, 100,000 adictos de heroína en la ciudad de Nueva York solamente.
And 1 out of 4 high school seniors smoke marijuana every day.
而且这个中学、高中里边就1/4的天天吸大麻。
Y uno de cada 4 del cuarto año de la secundaria fuma marihuana cada día.
Every day.
每天。
Cada día.
And many more smoke marijuana 2 or 3 times a week. But these are people that smoke it every day.
就1/4每天毒，而且其他的一些人呢，一天吸几次。
Y muchos más lo fuman 2 o 3 veces al día.
Dr. H.L. Wilmington did his homework, and that's what he tells you. And when he says something like that, he's done the homework, and he knows what he's talking about.
H.L. Wilmington 博士曾经仔细研读过之后，得到了这个结果。
Dr. Wilmington dice eso y él estudia cuando lo dice es verdad.
Now the other thing, I didn't have time to put this in, but there are 2 things that open the demonic so viciously on young people today.
对年轻人，尤其是这样，鬼魔正在攻击他们，有其他2个原因。
Hay 2 cosas que abren los jóvenes a los demonios hoy en día.
One of them is drugs.
吸毒。
Una es drogas.
Oh, they laughed. Even when I was in college, over 40 years ago, they laughed. Oh, marijuana is not a drug. Oh, I see.
当我年轻的时候读中学，他们也在那么取笑说这个大麻不是这个吸毒。
Aún hace 40 años, cuando yo estaba en la universidad, se rían de que marihuana no es una droga.
They played Reefer Madness movie and made fun of people that said marijuana is bad for you. But now we see the results.
他们当时取笑，现在看到了结果和恶果。
Se burlaban de la gente de que fumaba marihuana, pero que decía que estaba mal fumar marihuana, pero ahora vemos los resultados.
When we study, the scientists studied monkeys who are, physiologically close to man, with daily doses of marijuana, and then a couple of times a week, the shape of their brain changes shape.
他们用猴子做这个试验的时候，每天给他们吸大麻的时候，或者1个礼拜几次的时候，他大脑都变形了。
Estudiaron monos y la forma del cerebro y cambia la forma.
The memory, especially for words and figures, is greatly reduced.
尤其是皮层，就是记忆或者是其他的言辞的功能呢，就是减低了、减少了。
La memoria para palabras y números se reduce.
And according to my observation, that's exactly what it does to young people too.
这正是我对看他们的年轻人的观察，他们的这个结果。
Eso es exactamente lo que hacen los jóvenes.
They become lazy in their studies. They can't remember what they were supposed to remember, and they can't make quick decisions.
他们变得懒惰，不想读书，而且呢，做决定也缓慢。
Arreganan sus estudios, no se recuerdan lo que tienen que recordarse y no hacen decisiones rápido.
But the worst thing about the drug marijuana, and it is a drug, is it's an entry-level drug.
但最
It's the
糟，
first one that a child can get a few marijuana cigarettes and smoke them fairly easily. And so it's entry level. It leads to worse things.
但最糟糕的是，大麻它是一个入门的这个吸毒。当你开始呢，很容易得到那么这支大麻的烟的时候，吸了以后会引你走向下一步。
Pero la parte peor es esa de que la marihuana es una droga de principio para que después vayan a drogas más fuertes.
Dr. H.L. Wilmington said that the 100,000 heroin addicts living in New York City, virtually all of them started smoking marijuana. Goes to something deeper later.
莫文腾博士这样指出，这10万在纽约的这个吸毒犯都是从这个入门大麻开始。
Casi todos esos 100,000, Dr. H.S. Wilmington dice de que empezaron después de heroína, empezaron antes con marihuana.
One of the things, and then the other thing is, of course, divorce, which I'm not going to bring out, but it's prophetic as well.
另一个原因也就是离婚，也就是预言中间谈到的离婚。
La otra cosa es divorcio.
Now, I can't imagine the stupidity. Well, I can. The stupidity of the Democrats for pushing that, making it legal. And the driving on the freeway is much worse than it was before it was legal.
我真是不可想
But of
象
course, the Democrats don't care anything about that. All they want is the taxes off of it.
Los demócratas no puedo creer la estupidez de ellos diciendo marihuana legal, ahora la gente maneja peor, pero solamente quieren impuestos.
I don't care if somebody doesn't like me saying that or not. It's the truth.
不管你们
Marijuana would not be legal in the state of California if it were not for the Democrats. They pushed it. And in many other states now.
不管你们喜不喜欢，如果没有没有民主党在里面推销这种大麻合法化，他们为了这一点点的税金的话，根本不可能在加州成为合法。
Marihuana no sería legal en California y en otros lugares si es que los demócratas no hubieran apoyado eso.
Does your sister smoke marijuana? Sometimes.
I found it in her trunk once.
She smokes it, yeah. Now the other thing that ruins kids is divorce.
第二呢，就毁掉他们就是离婚。
La otra cosa que arruina a los niños es el divorcio.
In the state of California and in New York State, 7 out of 10 children come from a broken family.
加州
Broken by divorce. 7 out of 10.
加州和纽约这两州中间10分也是7%中间的这个孩子们都出于破碎家庭。
En California y Nueva York, 7 de cada 10 niños vienen de una casa de divorcio.
What does that do?
结果怎么样？
¿Qué te hace eso?
That takes the father out of the picture.
没有父亲了。
Eso saca al padre.
At the same time, the Democrats provide marijuana for everybody, so they'll all be happy and feel good, even if it does make them kill people on the highway and destroys their ability to make good grades in school.
同时，民主
As
党
an entry-level drug to heroin.
就他们这样吸大麻，而且进一步，他们就不管他们开车怎么样，有没有这个任何的节制，他不管这个年轻人的结果。
Y la marihuana es una droga que es de principio, trayendo después la heroína y la hacen mal en la escuela y otros problemas.
In my judgment, which is not a pretty good judgment actually, because I've been working with young people since the 1950s.
在我来看，这是个很好就是很确定的结果。我从50年代就与年轻人打交道。
Yo creo correctamente correctamente por causa que he trabajado con los jóvenes desde los años 50.
And a great change has occurred among those, say 14 to 24. Great change.
我看到14岁到24岁之间的年轻人改变很大。
Un gran cambio entre esos de 14 y 24.
A I mean, it's not true of every single person, but it's a tendency is they can't control themselves, and they're probably taking other drugs along with it, or alcohol mixed with it.
通常他们无法控制自己，他们吸毒，同时酗酒。
No se pueden controlar a sí mismos esos jóvenes y quizá tomando alcohol y otras drogas también.
And since there's no restraint in the home, the father's missing.
正因为他们家里面父亲不在，没有人去约束他们。
Por causa que el padre no está ahí aguantando las cosas.
It has produced the sad and very sad type of young people that we have today in their late teens and early 20s.
带来的结果是现在的10几岁、20岁年轻人非常悲哀。
Ha hecho jóvenes tristes que tenemos hoy en sus años 20.
Now, you can't deny this.
这一点不能否认。
This is a newspaper.
No puedes negar esto es periódico.
They can't read it
他们不能读了，他们不
Ellos no lo pueden leer.
because it takes too much concentration. But look at this. Front page news. Last week.
上个礼拜头版头条，
One in five high schoolers contemplate suicide.
1/5年轻人
That
想
means they
过、
think about it and plan it.
认真的想过和计划过自杀。
1 en 5 de cada jóvenes piensa de suicidio.
1 in 5.
1/5。
1 en 5.
Front page of the Daily News. That's horrible.
可怕。
Eso es horrible.
1 in about 8 actually does commit suicide.
1/8有可能确实自
That's
杀
an
了，
epidemic of suicide.
自杀的一个泛滥。
1 de cada 8 sí se suicida. Eso es una epidemia.
The great loneliness, the great alienation, the great hopelessness of our young people can be traced to divorce and drugs.
所以我们年轻人所感受到的孤独感，最终的是可以根基于他们的吸毒，同时他们的父母离婚。
La gran tristeza de soledad hoy en día se ve con las drogas.
You knew a bunch of kids that were kind of gangsters when you were young, didn't you, Curtis? Is my evaluation correct?
I think it's spot on.
Divorce, drugs.
离婚还有吸毒。
Y dice que sí es cierto, divorcio y drogas.
So this is what we're working with.
这就是我们争取的对象。
Con esto estamos trabajando.
Now we're going up to San Pedro. What's the name of it? San Gabriel. Oh, I smoked too much marijuana last night. I can't remember the name of the place. No, I've never smoked it. I never touched it. That's one thing I never did, not once.
我们要去圣盖博谷。
Nunca jamás he fumado marihuana ni aún una vez.
Not because I was good, but because I was too old.
我从未吸毒，就是因为我太老了，并不是因为我太好。
No porque era bueno, pero sino porque tenía demasiado edad.
And I was in the Chinese church, First Chinese Baptist Church. Nobody smoked marijuana. So nobody I knew smoked it.
我在华人教会里没有一个人
Nobody's
吸
going
毒
to。try to push it on me because I was already pretty bald-headed by then.
Estaba en la iglesia de China y nadie lo
You'd be
fumaba ahí
afraid to do
y
that.
por eso nadie me empujó para hacerlo.
And I wore a Goldwater button and a Reagan button on my coat. They would be afraid to, and they should have been, because if they'd have tried to give me a marijuana cigarette, I'd have gotten the police after him.
当时
Absolutely.
我带着徽章，就是别针等等，是里根啊，或者是 Goldwater。如果他们想向我推销毒品的话，马上报警。
Tenían miedo de mí porque tenía un botón de Goldwater y otro de Reagan. Y la cosa es de que si me hubieran ofrecido marihuana, yo habría llamado a la policía.
It has destroyed our young people.
毁了我们年轻人。
destruir los jóvenes.
1 in 7 attempts suicide.
1/7尝试过自杀，
1 in 5 thinks about it and plans it.
1/5曾经在那么计划过。
1 en 7 trata de suicidarse y 1 en 5 piensa.
They push them through school when they push them through from one grade to the other because the teachers get paid by how many students they have. So they manage to graduate from high school. Many of them can't write their name. That's true. That's absolutely true.
很多他们重
Many
视
young people that graduate from high school can't write their own name.
连自己的名字都写不出来。
Muchos jóvenes de la secundaria los empujan de un grado u otro porque así son pagados y la cosa es que ni pueden escribir su propio nombre.
And they act like animals.
举止像动物。
Actúan como animales.
I'll never forget the day that I met Carl F.H. Henry.
我从来没
Shall I
有，
tell that story?
我永远不会忘记见到 Carl F. Henry 那一天。
Nunca se me olvidará el día que conocí a Carl F.H. Henry.
Dr. Carl F.H. Henry was the greatest theologian that the New Evangelicals put out. He was actually a fundamentalist pretending to be a New Evangelical, and he couldn't quite bring it off. But he was a fine man, and he was right about 75% of the time.
Carl F. Henry 博士呢
Carl F.H. Henry.
Carl F.H. Henry 博士，他70%的时候都正确的。
Carl F.H. Henry fue un fundamentalista que pretendía ser evangélico, no pudo hacerlo bien, pero era buen hombre.
He's one of the founders of Fuller Theological Seminary when it was good.
他是
And
福
it
勒
was good when it started.
神学院奠基人之一。
Es uno de los que empezó del seminario de Fuller cuando antes era bueno.
I met Carl F.H. Henry. I went to a Christian bookseller thing down in Anaheim, about 25, 30 years ago.
那是25-30年
Maybe
前，
40 years ago, a long time ago.
在城县那边有一个是书展，在那里面我见到这个 Henry 博士。
Fue una reunión donde de gente que vende libros a cristianos hace años en Anaheim.
It's a very interesting place to go because all the new books, Christian books and videos and everything, and just acres of that. And I looked and I thought, that's Carl F.H. Henry.
当时很多这个书籍、新的这个出的这个影视等等在那边，突然间我见到那是 Carl F.H. Henry 博士在那里。
Gran lugares con muchos libros nuevos y videos nuevos y pensé, ese caballero es Carl F.H. Henry.
A thin old man, tall and thin.
高高精瘦的、很高的那么个老头子
Delgadito y de estatura.
What you would call a patrician.
，Patricia 那么样的样子，
Y ancianito.
A man from the East Coast.
也就是东海岸来的，
Caballero de la costa este.
Suit and tie on. Very well. Very handsome old man.
非常帅的那么一个老头子。
Saco corbata, bien vestido, un caballero.
I walked up to him and said, "You're Carl F.H. Henry, aren't you?" He said, "I am." And I shook hands with him. At that moment, a hippie grabbed my left hand. This is a true story. I've told it to you before. And there I was between heaven and earth, holding Carl F.H. Henry's hand in one hand and the hippie pulling me on the other. "You're a cult leader. You're a cult leader." I said, "Don't pay any attention to him. He's a hippie." But what an embarrassing situation.
就在我跟他握手的时候，另一个人拉着我的左手，把他往那边拉，
I don't even know who the kid was. It was not a kid that came to our church.
根本我都不认识这个年轻人是谁。
I tried to figure out who he was. I couldn't do it.
Dando la mano a él y el otro
Probably one of Kent
hippie,
probably one of Kent Philpott's people.
jalándome la mano, diciendo de que no es el líder de culto, pero yo le dije a Carl F.H. Henry de que no ese es un hippie.
Well, that was a humiliating moment. You meet the greatest evangelical theologian of the living at the time, and a hippie's trying to pull your hand away and screaming that you're a cult leader. And Dr. Henry was looking like this. He'd never seen anything like that.
结果当时亨利博士呢，看着我这从来没见过这个事，一跟我握着手的同时呢，另一个人拉着他，把他称作了邪教领袖。
Era un escándalo con ese hippie jalando, diciendo todas las cosas y el Carl F.H. Henry mirando.
What was wrong with the boy?
这孩子到底错在什么地
¿Qué
方？
estaba mal con ese muchacho?
Undoubtedly, unquestionably a marijuana smoker.
肯定吸大麻的人，
Sin duda uno que había fumado marihuana.
Almost certainly from a divorced
几乎肯定
divorced family.
出自一个离婚的家庭。
Sin duda de una familia divorciada.
wild and woolly.
非常疯狂的一个人。
Salvaje y loco.
And I've watched the young people descend lower and lower and lower on
亲看着这个年轻人一步一步走
the
下坡路，
scale of what would you call it, civilized. They're not civilized anymore.
在这个文明的程度上越来越走下坡路。
Mirando los jóvenes bajar más y más y más.
And I have to say that most of those people that left with the apostate Chan are of that ilk, of that type.
必须要指出，跟那个尘世离开那群，就是离道反教那群人呢，完全都是属于这个没有文化、没有文明的人。
Tengo que decir de que esos que se fueron son de con Achan son ese tipo.
I wish I did not have to say that.
我希望我不会这样讲，他们没有开化。
Ojalá no tuviera que decir eso.
You don't understand how it affects an old man like me.
你根本不
That's
怕
my whole life. That's why I put my whole life into those people, and they walk away
我把一生的精力放在他们的身上，结果他们就
with
是
a
拍拍屁股走了。
drug-crazed look on their face.
No sabes cómo afecta mi vida cuando se van con esa cara de loca de drogas.
It brings demons into the church
把魔鬼带入了教会，
Trae demonios dentro de la iglesia.
and into our lives if we care about them, which I do.
进入我们的人生。
Y nuestras vidas, si es que nos preocupamos de ello, yo sí me preocupo.
Last night I became so overwrought with demonic powers in my bedroom. I didn't sleep all night. I was
昨天晚上
it was a horrible experience. I was literally boiled in the demonic last night.
昨天晚上就是因为鬼魔的攻击，我一心在里面非常焦虑，一晚上没有睡觉。
Ayer yo fui herido de vivo por los demonios.
I don't know how Dr. Kagan has made it.
我不知道凯根博士能够熬到现在是怎么样熬的，
No sé cómo Dr. Kagan ha tenido éxito.
But I tasted it last night, and it did not taste good.
但昨晚我尝到了滋味，但是这个滋味不好尝。
Lo probé ayer y no tenía sabor bueno.
What do demons do to young people?
年轻人被鬼魔怎么折磨呢？
¿Qué hacen demonios a los jóvenes?
It must not be too different from what they did to me last night.
跟我昨天晚上忍受的没有什么不大相
Quizás
同。
no muy diferente de lo que los demonios hicieron a mí ayer.
After they get hold of you, they tell you life is not worth living.
当他真正抓住你的时候，告诉你说人生根本这生活根本没有意义，
Después que te agarran, te dicen que la vida no merece el vivir.
God is dead.
神死了，他告
Dios
诉
está
你。
muerto.
Yep. Nietzsche said that.
尼采曾这样讲。
Nietzsche dijo eso.
After he died, a fellow named Anton LaVey, was that his name? Anton LaVey started the Church of Satan in the Satan's seat in San Francisco.
在他死后，尼采死后，有个叫Anton LaVey 这么一个人，在三藩市撒旦的座位上开创了撒旦教。
Después que murió ese filósofo, Anton LaVey empezó la iglesia de Satanás en el asiento de Satanás en San Francisco.
Within 3 or 4 years after that,
Then
the hippies started the first homosexual church, which they called the Metropolitan Church, right? Is that right? It's a denomination. It's all over the country. Homosexuals go there.
结果就在这之后不久，3、4年，就他们这个同性恋的群人开创了都市这个社区教会就是同性恋的教会一个支派。
Después de eso, los hippies empezaron a una iglesia de homosexuales.
It ruins the kids.
毁掉了孩子们。
Ruina a los jóvenes.
I was looking at a photograph of what was the girl's name? Anderson? Tanisha Anderson.
我在看到一个 Tanisha Anderson 一个女孩子，
Están mirando fotos de Tanisha
相片。
Anderson.
Giving her a little present when she graduated from high school.
高中毕业的时候，我给她礼物，
Dándole un regalito cuando graduó de la secundaria.
She was impregnated by her father.
结果她 因自己的父亲怀了孕，
El papá la embarazó.
And rather than tell me about it, because I could have helped her, she would have given birth to the baby, and the baby would be, all things considered, the baby would be a Christian right now. Been dead for about 30 years.
结果呢，他完全可以找到我们来商量，最后生下了孩子。这个继父生下的孩子，完全现在可以在教会里面成为基督徒的，但他已经死去30年。
Si me hubiera dicho del bebé hubiera nacido, las cosas hubieran estado bien y el bebé es de cristiano, pero ya ha muerto hace 30 años.
And she found that she was pregnant by her stepfather.
结果他
She
因为
killed herself.
发现自己因为自己的继父怀了孕的时候，结果他
As
自
I
杀了，
recall, she was 19 years old.
19岁。
Cuando se fijó de que estaba embarazada por el padrastro, se suicidió y ya tenía 19 años de edad.
I keep a photograph of her in my desk, and I look at it once in a while.
他的相片在我
I
的
looked
桌，
at it tonight.
偶然我看看他的相片，
Guardo fotos de ella en el escritorio y la miro de vez en cuando.
Why, that man should have been put in jail. Well, of course he should have. He should have been executed, actually.
那个人早就应该被处决，或者至少蹲监狱。
Ese hombre debió haber sido puesto en la cárcel o matado.
But he was destroyed, too.
但他也毁掉了他的继父。
El destruido también.
Somebody saw him a few years later pushing a market basket. What do they call them? Pushing a shopping cart with all of his goods in it
几年之后呢，有人看到
on
他
the street in the rain.
一方倾盆大雨中间推着一个购物车在那么街头在那么流浪。
Alguien lo vio unos cuantos años después empujando una
Was it
carreta de
you,
mercado en la
Prudhomme,
lluvia.
was it you that saw him? Who was it? Who saw Anderson? What was his first name? I forgot. Ed Anderson. Who was it? Anybody here? Probably the other side. Okay.
结果几年之后，有那么人见到这个 Ed Anderson，满一个整个的购物车上面这些装满了他自己的所有一切的这个物品，在什么街头流浪。
Ed Anderson no terminó bien empujando una carreta del mercado con todas sus cosas en la carreta en la lluvia.
Have you ever noticed that there's nobody around that can fix anything anymore?
有没有注意到周围现在没有一个人能改变现状了？
Ya no hay gente que puede arreglar las cosas.
Oh, it's no good. Throw it away and get a new one. A TV that you've had 2 or 3 years, you paid $400, $500 for it. Throw it away because there's nobody that can fix the TV.
现在没有一个人能够修。
Why? Because of marijuana and no fathers in the home.
现在没有一个人会
They
修
can't
理。
fix the TV. They can't fix plumbing. They can't brush their teeth.
不会
Kids can't do anything,
不会修。
and it bothers them.
No pueden arreglar la televisión, la plomería, nada, ni se pueden lavar los dientes por causa que no hay un padre en la casa y les molesta.
Now we're going to move this church to San Gabriel Valley.
我们这些教会要搬到圣盖博谷，
Vamos a ver la iglesia al Valle de San Gabriel
to minister to Chinese people,
向华人传道。
para hacer ministerio con los chinos.
mostly because I can't stand dealing with anybody else anymore. If you want me here, I can't do it.
我确实再也不能忍受其他种族了。
Básicamente porque no puedo aguantar hacerlo con otra gente.
It's not that I don't want to do it, it's I can't do it. I cannot do it.
并不是我不想，而是我办不到了。
No es de que no quiero, pero es que no puedo.
Maybe that the Chinese kids have gotten just as bad as the white kids.
有可能
If that's so, I won't be able to do it up there. You'll have to find somebody else to pastor the church.
华人孩子有可能变得跟白人孩子一样了。我告诉，到那时地步上，我就再也不能做牧师了。
Quizá los chinos jóvenes se han hecho tan malos como los otros, y si eso es la causa, entonces van a tener que ser otro para que pastoree.
What does the word contemplate mean? What? Huh?
To move back
She doesn't know. What does the word contemplate mean?
to consider or think about.
1 in 5. That means if you have 10 friends at high school, 2 of them are thinking about killing themselves, and 1 of them will probably do it. That's not designed to frighten you. That's on the front page of the paper because that's what's happening.
这并不是让你们吓你们，而是确实是头版头条这样告诉你一个事实。
Si tienes 10 amigos en la escuela, 10 amigos, 2 han pensado suicidarse y uno quizás lo hará.
They can't do anything. They can't be married.
这样的人无法结婚。
No pueden hacer nada, no se pueden casar.
I was living in Carlton Way Apartments right before I got married, and there were a young couple in the church that got married. I performed their wedding.
当时我在
And they lived right across from me. My door is here, their door is here. On a hot day, you could look right through and see their house inside of it.
所以他们就住在我的旁边。我们教会里有另一对这个年轻人也结了婚，结果就离得很近，我可以看到他家的这个里边的情形。
Cuando vivía en Carlton Way hice la boda de unos jóvenes y en días calientes podías mirar la casa.
I don't know how anybody less demonized than Vincent Price could stay in that house overnight.
我
I don't see it. How could you?
除了 Vincent Price， 我不知道有谁还能真正住在这个房间里面。如果不是魔鬼附身的话，
No sé cómo alguien que es menos demoniado que Vincent Price pudo quedarse la noche en esa casa.
This is a true story. I'm not giving the name. The boy would bring in boxes of dishes and cups and glasses, and within a week she had thrown them all out the door, the shards coming into my house, screaming at the top of her lungs. He finally divorced her, and he died of AIDS.
最后这个 Vincent 后来他把这个女的这个离了婚以后呢，结果他自己的死于艾滋病。最后当时这个情形很糟糕。
Muchacho traía cajas de platos y copas y todo, pero ella tiraba todo, quebraba todo. Se divorciaron y después él se murió de sida.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Eso pasó.
If I gave you the name, you'd know. Everybody here that's been here 30 years or so would know who it was.
如果我提名的话，你们大家在这儿待过30年都会知道。
Si hubieran estado lo que más de 30 años saben quién es.
So what do we do about it?
该怎么办？
¿Qué hacemos?
I'll be honest with you, I can't take it anymore.
我诚实说实话，我再受不了了。
Ya no puedo, honestamente.
See, I'm just a year and a half short of being 80 years old.
差1年半就到80了。
Casi 80 años menos un año.
At some point, you can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore, and I won't.
有朝一日你确实受不了了，我告诉你们，确实受不了了。
En cierto punto ya no se puede y no lo haré.
If the Chinese kids up there in San Gabriel Valley are as bad as the white kids in Los Angeles, I won't last there more than a year or so. I'll resign, and I'll kiss you goodbye.
如果在圣盖布国那边华人孩子跟白人一样的话，我告诉你们，1年之后我就完全要走路了，要离开了。
Si los chinos en San Gabriel son tan malos como los de acá, entonces diré adiós y ya.
But the worst is yet to come.
但最糟糕的仍在后边。
Pero lo peor todavía vendrá.
Look at Revelation chapter 9, verse 6.
启示录
It
9
tells you
章
right there
6
what's
节，
on the front page of the paper.
Mira Apocalipsis
就是
9:6.
头版头条的消息。
Chapter 9, verse 6.
9章6节，
Capítulo 9, verso 6.
Barnaby, stand up and read it real loud. From back there, stand up and read it real loud.
And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
在那些日子要求死，却不得死；愿意死，死却远离他们。
En aquellos días la muerte de los hombres buscarán la muerte, pero no la hallarán, y ansiarán morir, pero la muerte huirá de ellos.
They're so drugged and so weird that they can't commit suicide even though they want to.
他们已经吸毒到这个地步，昏昏沉沉，
That's
想
how,
死的
that's
时候
how
都死不
Wilmington
成。
describes it.
Tanta droga y tan raro que no se pueden suicidar si aún quieren.
You must have had a lot of insight into that. Taught at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia for many years.
所以我们肯定有很多这个见解。他这个 Lynchburg 弗吉尼亚那边学了很多年。
Wilmington entendía, enseñó en la Liberty Universidad en Lynchburg, Virginia.
What does this mean to you and me?
对你对我有什么意义？
¿Qué es para ti y mí?
It means that we're going to be working with people that are very hard to help. Even if they're Chinese, they're going to be real hard to help. They're filled with video games. They can't take the thing out of their hand. They walk down the street worshiping their idol. They go to bed worshiping their idol.
他们完全已经被这个视频完全吸引住了，不成为他们的
They
偶像
almost。get. I saw a guy almost get run over by a car because he was worshiping his idol as he crossed the street.
我见那个女孩子正在拜偶像的时候，看着这个视频，就几乎被车撞着。
Y vi un joven que casi fue apedreado por causa que estaba adorando el ídolo cruzando la calle.
Now, I'm not telling you this because I don't think there's anybody here that's taking hard drugs. A couple of you are probably smoking marijuana. It's an entry-level drug, and you need to get it out of your life.
我是
You will
看到
not do good. You will not do good in school. That's proven.
可能你们在座的没有吸那些很强的那个毒品，但是呢，如果你们吸大麻，有那么几位，千万把它戒掉。
Algunos quizás acá están fumando marihuana, tienen que parar. Quizás nadie con drogas fuertes, pero la cosa es que tienen que fumar marihuana porque si no, no vas a hacer bien en la escuela o la vida.
But that isn't, that is, I don't need to do that good in school. Yeah, but are you going to have a life? Kids won't have a life.
但如果你这样下去的话，你的人生就毁了，根本不可能有未来了。
Quizás no también en la escuela, pero la cosa es que no vas a tener vida.
I felt last night, I felt like I went to hell for a couple of hours.
昨天晚上我感觉到下了地狱那么几个钟头。
Ayer me sentí como que se fue al infierno unas cuantas horas.
Imagine what it must be like for kids that are trapped in, what do they call them? iPhones and drugs and marijuana.
想象下，
There's no hope for them, and they know there's no hope for them. They try to kill themselves, they can't do it
想象孩子们他们被困在这个 iPhone 或
because
者
of,
毒
they
品
didn't have a father figure to
没有
tell
父
them
亲
how to do things.
来指点他们，
They can't
Imagínate
even,
cómo es para los
they can't
jóvenes
even kill themselves when they want to.
连想自杀都杀不成。
atrapados sin padres, sin nada, ni se pueden matar si quieren.
Now, was everybody that was... Do you think that everybody that left our church with the apostate Chan was an unconverted person? Close your eyes. How many think that all of them were unconverted?
¿Cuánto piensan que todos los que se fueron de la iglesia con Chan no eran convertidos?
Okay, you can look up, please. 4 people think they're all unconverted. How did that happen?
Todos, 4 piensan que todos no son convertidos.
如何发生的呢？
I'll tell you how.
我告诉你，
¿Cómo pasó? Te diré.
It happened because we put too much stress. Dr. Kagan and I, we even wrote a book about it. We put too much stress on conversion.
我们太强调转变了，
Pusimos demasiado énfasis sobre conversión
And not nearly enough stress on sanctification.
却没有去提到他们成圣的过程。
y casi no suficiente con la santificación.
To be born again, to be converted, to be born again, a person has to feel his sin. How can you feel your sin if your mind is drugged?
一个人要想得救，必须
How
感
can
受
you，feel your sin?
必须感受到自己
How can you come under conviction?
Para ser convertido tienes que sentir tu pecado, tienes que estar abajo de convicción. ¿Cómo lo vas a hacer si estás drogado?
1 Timothy 4:1 and 2 said their conscience is seared with a hot iron. They can't hear anything. They can't feel anything.
听他前书4章1
And
节里
that's why they don't get converted.
讲到他们的这个良心已经被热铁烙罐了一般起了茧子了。我告诉他们如何能够真正有感知，最后得到转变认罪呢？
Primero Timoteo dice de que ha cauterizado la conciencia, por eso que no son convertidos.
We are covering the San Gabriel Valley, and we're covering pretty much good part of L.A.
我们传遍了这个洛杉
Because
矶
I'm
地。
working with another church that's helping us. You don't need to know who it is or where it is. It's not the apostate Chan.
我现在正跟另一个教会在联系，他们在帮助我们，这并不是那个离岛反教的城市的教会。
Estamos haciendo mucho en San Gabriel, Los Ángeles, en otra iglesia también, no, pero no Chan.
I want to know why. I'd like to hear.
我
I'd
想
like
知
to
道
hear why somebody picked the flowers that the hippies give out. Maybe nobody here picked them. Maybe you just copied from the hippies. But somebody told those kids the best thing to do is get those flowers. Go to San Francisco with flowers in your hair. By the time I heard that song about 50,000 times, I was really glad I was bald-headed.
不知道为什么当时那么嬉皮士，他们要带着
San Francisco with flowers in my hair.
头发上带着花去三藩市那里边去。
¿Quién les dijo a los jóvenes que fueran a San Francisco con flores en el pelo? Pero después de escuchar eso tantas veces, estaba contento que era calvo.
Close your eyes.
闭起眼睛。
Cierra los ojos.
If you're between the ages of 14 and 25,
Si estás entre 14 y 25,
how many of you that are 14 to 25 think that I over-exaggerated what's happening to young people today? Let me see your hand.
cuando
I won't be
piensa,
mad at you.
cuando piensa que estoy exagerando lo que dije que
14
pasa a los
到
jóvenes.
24岁、25岁之间，如果你以为我是在怎么夸张了，你举手。
There's no way we can come against Satan. Look up, please.
抬头，
No podemos venir en contra de Satanás. Miren para acá.
There's no way we can come against Satan and not have big problems ourselves unless we are clothed in his righteousness alone,
除非
faultless to stand before the throne.
我们绝对无法在撒旦攻击之下能站稳得了，除非我们得到他的正义的遮盖。
No podemos estar en contra de Satanás menos que nosotros estemos vestidos en la justicia.
I became so distracted last night I didn't sleep a wink. I haven't slept for 24 hours. That's why I'm nodding out. I'm not doing too bad. I'm getting through the lesson, huh? It's a nasty lesson.
所以说24小时，我日没有睡觉了。
Tan distraído que casi no dormí los últimos 24 horas.
Put on the whole armor of God. I want to give you 2 more verses. I don't want to end with this.
2 versos más.
Ya,
Toda la
穿戴
armadura de Dios.
Let's end down a little bit
全副军
upscale.
装。
And then they bring out the, what do they call it, vaping?
现在他们吸那
What's it
个
called,
电子
vaping?
烟，
Y ahora hacen el vaping.
It's where they put the nicotine. They put nicotine oil. They put it around on the tobacco, and then they have the kids smoke it. I saw that on TV, and I thought, oh, that couldn't be good for you. Billows of white smoke coming out of their mouth. That can't be good. 2 days later, they said it's killed 13 young people. Somebody said to me, why in the world would it kill them? Because it's not good to put that amount of smoke down your lungs and with oil and marijuana and crap in it. And the kids will actually sell their souls, and they're not even hooked on tobacco. They weren't smoking. The experts thought, well, we'll let them do it as a substitute for cigarettes, and then they won't smoke cigarettes. Instead, they're smoking cigarettes with one hand and vaping with the other. I saw on the news. I saw a kid. You've seen one? Yeah, they smoke like that with a cigarette, then vapes. Boy, he's really getting his fix. Getting your English class. They're vaping and smoking cigarettes too. So it isn't that they wean themselves off of cigarettes by vaping, as the vaping makes them smoke even more. I can't believe that they allow such a thing. Not only do they allow it, they pass legislation protecting it. The stupid Democrats. What do they have to do with it? A lot of stuff that's wrong with our society. It's not the way they used to be. They used to be good Democrats. I can't think of one now. I remember when I was a kid, you know, Harry Truman was president. He did a good job. Go back a little farther, William Jennings Bryan preached the gospel. He ran for president twice, 3 times really.
现在这个
But the Democrats have changed. I'll tell you why. Go ahead.
现在的民主党越来越糟糕。我从小时候的杜鲁门呐、其他那些威廉坚宁布莱恩呢，他们都是个很好的这个民主党。
Antes los demócratas eran buenos, como el Truman y el Bryan y toda esta gente, pero la cosa es que ya no pienso de ninguno que son buenos.
What happened to them?
到底那些人去哪儿了？
¿Qué les pasó?
Corrupted.
腐败掉了。
Corrompidos.
Doesn't mean that Republicans are perfect. They're a lot closer to being perfect than the Democrats, I'll tell you that.
不代表他们现在这共和党好。
Somebody ought to tell you this. If you don't hear it from me, who are you going to hear it from?
如果你不从我这听到，从什么地方听呢？
Y los republicanos no son perfectos, pero están mucho mejor que los demócratas.
What
Alguien te
made them
tiene que
go
decirlo.
bad? And it's in the last 50 years, you know.
就在过去50年之内，他们
Los
变坏
últimos
了。
50 años.
Before that, they weren't too bad.
在那之前并没有太糟糕
What。happened to the Democrats in the last 50 years? Power.
权力，
¿Qué le pasó a los demócratas los últimos 50 años? Poder.
Anything to get power.
尽一切努力得权力。
Cualquier cosa para tener poder.
Yep. And you kids have to suffer the consequences.
这个你们
What
孩
are
子
all these tents up here? They got tents all over the street, under the... Where did that come from? They weren't there 2 years ago.
2年前的时候没有这个帐篷搭在这个桥底下。
Were they
Vinieron todas las
Mrs.
carpas en las carreteras.
2 years ago, I didn't see a tent. Now they're everywhere.
3年前的时候我没有见这么多帐篷，现在为什么突然间到处都出现了？
Antes no se veían las carpas, pero ahora se ven en todas partes.
I'm not blaming the Democrats for that, but I'm saying the Democrats haven't done a darn thing to stop it or cure it.
但是呢，我告诉你们，民主党没有做任何事情来阻止这个事儿发生。
Los demócratas no han hecho nada para pararlo o sanarlo.
I started out thinking the Democrats were okay because my mother was a Democrat.
因为
My uncles were all Democrats. They were all good people. I came away hating the Democrats, thinking they're responsible for a good deal of what's wrong with our country.
因为我妈妈和我舅舅、叔叔他们都是就是民主党，所以我以为他们很好。
Empecé amándolos a demócratas por causa de que mi mamá y mis tíos eran, pero después se los odié.
See, I've got an audience I can talk to about these things.
Tengo un grupo que puede hablar de estas cosas.
You know what would happen to a teacher if they told you the Democrats were corrupt? Gone. I had one professor like that at Cal State LA when I was studying there at night school. He said one thing. He was a good teacher too. He taught Greek drama, and he taught it well.
曾经我有个教授，他教这个
He
希腊
said one thing. He mentioned the word Democrat. He was gone the next week. They fired him.
讲了一句这个民主党的坏话，结果第2个礼拜
Of course.
这个解
Tuve un
雇了。
profesor que
You didn't
enseñaba
know they
drama
did that, Mrs.
griega
Garcia?
y era bueno, pero lo corrieron la próxima semana porque dijo algo mal contra los demócratas.
I remember he had tears in his eyes,
他带着眼泪
Con
离开，
lágrimas en los ojos.
and he invited us all to come to his house
邀请我们去家，
Invitó que viniéramos a la
and
casa,
have a going away party.
Sí,
I
bueno.
didn't go. I didn't have time.
una fiesta de despedida.
Everybody else said he was a nice guy.
其他人都说好
He
人。
mentioned one thing. I forget just what it was. It was he didn't use the word Democrat. He talked about somebody that did something weird, and that was it. He was gone the next week.
讲了一句话，接着就离开。
Whereas the Democrats, my goodness, they screamed and yelled, "We've got to have Democrats," and nothing was done to them.
但
What was the
其
guy's name, Mr. Lee? What was his name?
Schlesinger.
Dr. Schlesinger. He was a liberal, very liberal, communist. I heard. Whee! Everybody applauding. I said, "Who is that?" "Well, that's Dr. Schlesinger. He's holding forth." "Yes." I thought, "That's interesting. I think I'll take a class from him." I did. A rabid left-wing Democrat.
但是斯莱辛格
Not good for kids, I don't think. The whole thing's coming down, kids. The whole thing's coming down. So we should go home and hide our heads under the covers and feel horror.
所以我们应该回家里面藏起来吗？在里面感觉到很糟糕吗？
Cosa entera se está cayendo, por eso esconder en la casa con horror.
Turn to the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2.
路加福音第2章，
Voltea a Lucas 2.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
你现在还没有见到最糟糕的。
No viste nada todavía.
Luke, chapter 2.
路加福音2章，
Lucas 2.
Is it Luke 2? Luke 21:25. I didn't say it. 21:25.
路加福音
I'm a bit
21章
tired tonight.
25节，
Lucas 21:25.
21:25.
21章25节。
Let's start with verse 20.
Empezando con verso 20.
And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is near.
你们看见耶路撒冷被兵困啊，就是围困的时候，就可以知道它变成荒场的日子近了。
Pero cuando vead a Jerusalén rodeada de ejércitos, sabed entonces que su destrucción se ha llegado.
Then let them which are in the city flee to the mountains.
那是在犹大的，就应该逃到山上；
Entonces los que están en Judea huyen a los montes.
And let them which are in the midst of the desert, and let them which are in the midst of the desert depart out.
那些在城里的应当出来，
Y los que a medio de ella váyanse y no estén en los campos ni entren en ella.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
在乡下的不要进城，
Pero los que están en el campo no entren en ella.
For then be the days of vengeance,
因为那是报应的日子，
Porque estos son días de returbación.
that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
使经上所写的都得到应验。
Para que se cumplen todas las cosas que están escritas.
Verse 25.
25节，
And
Verso
there shall be
25.
signs in the sun and in the moon,
日月星辰要显出异兆，
Entonces habrá señales en el sol y la luna,
and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity.
地上的邦国也有困苦，
en las estrellas en la tierra angustia a la gente confundidas a causa.
The sea and the waves roaring.
因海中的波浪呢，就浪的响声就惶惶不定。
A causa del bramidor del mar y las olas.
Now watch this, verse 26.
26，
Verso 26.
The kids have gone crazy on this idea that the world is going to start. Well, it'll be too late to save the world 12 years from now. You heard that in school? That's what they're saying. You know it. That's one of the reasons kids kill themselves. They say, "Why should I raise kids? Why should I get married and have kids? The world is going to be falling to pieces." Baloney. Verse 26, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
这个天势就要震动人，想起他将要临到世界的事，就惶惶就吓得魂不附体。
Desfalleciendo los hombres en el temor y la expectación de las cosas que sobrevendrá en la tierra.
Now, if that isn't talking about the fear of global warming, I don't know what is. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
因为天势就要震动。
Y eso habla del calentar la tierra, porque la potestad de los cielos será conmovidas.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
那时他们要看见人子有能力、有大荣耀，驾云降临。
Entonces verán el Hijo del Hombre que vendrá de una nube con poder y gran gloria.
Verse 28.
28。
Verso 28.
And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh.
一有这些事，你们就当挺身昂首，因为你们得赎的日子近了。
Cuando estas cosas comiencen a suceder, erguíos, levantad vuestra cabeza, porque vuestra redención está cerca.
What good does it do to be a Christian in these evil days?
在这些邪恶的日子中间，做基督徒有什么好处呢？
¿Qué sirve ser cristiano en estos últimos días malos?
I did not say tonight that the Republicans are Christians. They are not Christians. Donald Trump is not a Christian. Of course he's not.
今晚我没有讲说是个共和党是基督徒，连川普总统都不是基督徒。
No dije que los republicanos son cristianos, claro que no.
But they hate him
但那些人仍然憎恶总统，
Pero odian al
because they
Trump.
know if he wins, they're going to lose power.
因为他们知道川普赢的话，他们就失去权力。
Saben si ganan de que van a perder poder.
Power corrupts,
权力
and
使腐败，
absolute power absolutely corrupts.
绝对的权力会绝对的腐败。
Poder absoluto corrompe absolutamente.
I wouldn't want to live in any other time. Sometimes I think, if only I could have lived in the 18th century, they had revival. Nah, be boring. I like living in the end of the world.
我有时候想到，如果18世纪的时候他们会有复兴，但是我告诉你们，现在这个时代最让人兴奋。
A veces pienso de que se las hubiera vivido en el siglo XVIII porque tenían avivamiento. No, yo prefiero vivir en el fin del mundo.
Sometimes it gets to me
有时候让我非常沮丧，
A veces me agarra.
because, you know, I'm a well-educated person, and I know what's going on in the world, and I know why it's going on.
我受过教
And it
育，
is quite a frightening world to live in if you're not a Christian.
我知道世界上为什么有这么多事儿发生。如果你不是基督徒的话，会让你吓得魂不附体。
Yo soy bien educado, yo sé lo que está pasando en el mundo y mete miedo si es que no eres cristiano.
Your brother heard him say that. Did you, Bernabe? 12 years from now, it'll be too late to save the world, right? Yeah, too late. And the kids, young people, I mean, like 14, 15, 16, hundreds of them, go on, they say, we're not going to get married, we don't have children, the world is going to end. Horrible, and they're teaching that crap in the schools.
他们在学校里面告诉大家，12年之后就太迟了，拯救不了教会啊，整不了这地球了。所以他们孩子们不想结婚，不想成家等等。
Y los jóvenes le están enseñando esa basura de que el mundo se va a terminar en 12 años.
The world is not going to be too late to save in 12 years. When God gets ready, He'll burn the world up and create a new one.
当神
They never thought about that.
神会把整个的现在的地球烧掉，然后创新。
No es demasiado tarde para salvar el mundo, pero la cosa es cuando Dios esté listo, lo quemará y hará uno nuevo.
All through the 1950s and early 60s, they talked about the Democrats talked about the whole world's going to be blown to pieces with an atomic bomb.
50年代和60年代早期，他们总是讲全世界在原子战争中间不炸成支离破碎的碎片。
En los años 50 y 60 hablaron de que el mundo iba a ser destruido con bomba atómica.
But I was listening to J. Vernon McGee every day.
但当时我听 J. Vernon McGee 麦基博士的收音
Escuchaba
机，
McGee cada día.
And he said, yet now a great many folk are saying that the Soviet Union is going to blow the world up.
有很多人
Don't
讲，
believe it.
麦基博士说苏联会把
Don't
整，
believe it.
不要信他们。
McGee dijo de que Muchos dicen de que los rusos van a destruir el mundo, no lo creas.
Looks to me like Dr. McGee was right and the Democrats were wrong again.
看起来麦基正确，民主党又错了。
Miguel estaba correcto y los demócratas equivocados, de nuevo.
Any questions? Any thoughts?
问题有什么概念？有什么
What an interesting time to live.
现
If
在
you
的
don't smoke marijuana and you stay in church and don't follow the apostate Chan, you would never hear this lesson at Chan's, would you? Would you? No, it might scare somebody.
在离道叛道
I
的城市，
Young people need to know what the Bible prophecy says about today. The world is not going to end in 12 years. Nonsense. Look at those people that say that. What's her name? Elizabeth Cortez?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Amen. Anything else? Anybody got a word you want to say? You know you're in trouble when 3/4 of the country thinks only Trump can save us. They're gonna impeach him. Here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna impeach him. It won't stick.
他们想去弹劾总统，结果最后不成功，
Le van a hacer impeachment y no van a hacer más que eso.
He will win the election
然后他重新再赢得竞选，
Ganará la elección.
next year, and then they'll try to assassinate him. Watch.
然后他们想枪杀
Se
他。
tratarán de
看
matarlo.
I've been watching this a long time.
我已经在看了很久了，
Mira esto
Why?
largo tiempo.
Because he's taking away their power.
因为他正在
Power corrupts.
因为他正在侵蚀他们的权威、
Absolute
权
power
力、
corrupts absolutely.
权力，让
Porque
人
está
腐败。
quitando el poder.
But Jesus is coming. He will.
但耶稣会回到人间。
I might even
Jesus
be
viene.
alive to see it. I used to think, it's going to happen next year. I don't know. But I think I might live to see it.
有可能明年耶稣回归的时候，我会见到他。
Y quizás lo viviré para verlo. La venida.
Well, I'll certainly live to see it. Maybe in heaven or on earth. We're going to see all these stuff.
至少我在天堂
All this stuff.
会见到这一切。
En el cielo y la tierra quizás lo veremos.
The media is so darn corrupt. So awful. I watched when they were doing Mitt Romney. Candy Crowley was the woman's name. She was asking Mitt Romney questions when he ran for president about 4 times ago. You could tell they had it memorized. She'd give him hand signals. Say, "No, remember what we said?" "Oh yeah," he said. She was telling Obama what to say. Did you see it? You really ought to. It's just, I thought, doesn't anybody see this but me?
当时美
remember
国
that?
跟
Did you
奥巴
see it,
马
Mr. Ben?
竞选的时候，
Oh, it was
Entonces-
awful.
那个媒
La
体
discusión estaban
That last
dándole los...
debate, when was it at? Do you remember seeing it?
2012.
What did she say?
She turned to Obama and said, "Should I say it?"
Should I say it? He said, yes. So then, how did you know what she was going to say? oh, it's terrible.
结果他就问奥巴马：“我应不应该说这句话呢？”结果奥巴马同意了，所以他就说了，也就是他们事先已经有安排了。
Le preguntó a Obama, ¿debo de decirlo? Él dijo, sí. ¿Cómo él iba a saber qué es lo que iba a decir ella? Les había hablado antes.
The inmates are running the insane asylum.
精神
locos
病是病人在那边掌管。
Los locos están a cargo del manicomio.
Ms. Hernandez, why does that make you smile?
My brothers used to talk about insane asylums.
Your brother?
My brothers used to talk about it.
The inmates are running the insane.
Not that way, but in a funny way.
He's that way. Come on. He's as liberal as a goose, isn't he?
You're talking about my brother?
Yeah, isn't
I
he?
have several brothers.
All of them are liberal as geese. Flock of geese comes to quack, quack. The Republican Party won't save the country because they play for their own interests too.
共和党
Everybody's out for himself.
拯救不了，救不了这个国家。
Los republicanos no van a salvar el país porque buscan lo de sí mismo.
They're losing Texas right now. It's going to go Democrat.
丢失的
Not next year, but 5 years from now, it's going to go Democrat.
德州可能会变
5
成这个
años, Texas será
民主
demócrata.
党。
At least Trump has some new ideas.
川普至少有些新的主意。
Por lo menos Trump tiene nuevas ideas.
They say, he can't shake hands with Kim Il-jung. Why not? He can shake hands with anybody he wants. I'd a lot rather have him shaking hands with that guy than have him drop a bomb on L.A.
有人在那抱怨他不能跟那个金正恩在那边握手，我说情愿他握手也不
Why
要。
Trump says he's
Prefiero que le
gonna,
dé mano al nortecoreano en vez de que tire bomba en Los Ángeles.
why Trump says he's going to buy Greenland. How exciting. What a wonderful idea. Buy it. You know, most of the uranium in the world is there. That's a real coup if he buys,
川普要想买
if
格
he
陵
buys
兰，
Greenland.
格陵兰岛一买下来，
What-
Compra Greenland.
It's a lot of fun
sería
with
gran
Trump.
cosa.
He's either yelling or screaming or buying something that nobody thought about buying or selling something. Things are happening.
在川普手下没有任何
A
这个
lot better than that last Bush they had. in
Divertido.
there.
Muchas cosas pasan. Que Bush.
会很热闹。在川普手下，什么就想不到的事儿都会发生。
All right, kids. Anybody else want to talk about it? Talk about anything? Is there a Democrat here that wants to say the other side? Say Cortez is really good? Yeah, good for nothing. You like her, don't you, Ms. Mencia? You do? Your husband likes her, doesn't he? Yeah. Absolutely nuts. What?
Fentanyl, some of the 50 times stronger drug.
Who will?
They were shipping fentanyl.
What is Sentinel?
Fentanyl from China is a very strong drug, opium,
Who are they shipping it to?
by the container, shipping to Mexico and then turning to U.S. market.
Oh yeah, running those drugs across the border. Just oh God. When I was a kid, 12, 13 years old, I really did think it. One toke on a marijuana. One toke of marijuana, you're finished for life. Finished for life. That was a little exaggerated, but not too bad. Closer to being right than wrong.
Cuando era joven pensaba que si fumaba marihuana una vez, estaba arruinado por la vida.
中学的时候，我记得小时候只要吸一次毒就完了，这很接近现实。
Okay, here's a big bombshell. I'm going to say something you haven't thought about.
可能你们还没有想到，
Voy a decir algo que quizás no pensaste.
Why did the apostate Chan get those people to follow him?
为什么如何那个
I want to give it to you right
离道
now.
反教
Porque es que
的城市引导那些人跟着他？
Que Chen hizo que esa gente, Chen el apostratado, hiciera que esa gente le siguiera.
Because we told them that conversion changes everything.
因为我们告诉他们转变改变一切，
Porque les dijimos que conversión cambia todo.
And it doesn't.
却没有改变一切。
No es cierto.
Conversion opens the door,
打开了一扇门，
Conversión abre la puerta.
but it's not the end all be all.
但转变并不是一切的终结。
There's
Pero no
something
es el fin de fin.
there's something after conversion. It's called discipleship. And if a person's not discipled, they're liable to run off with a guy like apostate Chan.
所以，当你转变后，如果没有真正的成为门徒的话，他可能跟着这个离道反教的城市离开。
Si alguien no está discipulado, quizás seguirán con alguien apostratado como Chen.
We have to spend a lot more time and effort on discipling people.
我们花很多时间让他们做门徒。
Tenemos que pasar más tiempo y esfuerzo discipulando a la
Who
gente.
would know that better than Peter?
有谁比这个彼得
Though
了解？
all desert thee, I will never desert thee.
即便人人都离开你，我也永远不会放弃你。
¿Quién sabe más que eso que a Pedro? Aunque todos te dejen, yo no te dejaré.
Peter knew darn good and well that you had to have discipleship.
彼得知道得非常清楚，必须要培养门徒。
Pedro sabía que tenías que tener discipulado.
Why didn't we know that?
为什么以前我们不知道这一点呢？
¿Por qué es que no supimos eso?
Because we're reinventing the wheel.
因为我们要重新开展。
If we get this church right,
Estamos inventando todo de nuevo.
this will be a real powerhouse of a church. If we get it right.
如果真正搞
Mr.
这
Griffith used to say, that's another piece of the puzzle. Well, puzzle, he can be puzzled all he wants. But it's not another piece of the puzzle. Get the right piece in there and it'll work. Nah, it's not a machine. It's God you're dealing with. But I think for a long time, they don't know anything about conversion and almost nothing about discipleship. What do they teach them in seminary?
很久以来，他们根本就知道转变，确实一直没有谈到如何做门徒。
No saben nada de conversión y nada de discipulado que les enseñan en el seminario.
I like Peter. He was a good man. 2 Peter chapter
Segundo Pedro,
3,
彼得后
verse
书3章
18, page 1320. 1320.
彼
3:18.
得后书
Verses 17 and 18.
17到18
Stand while I read it.
17
Ye
18.
therefore, beloved,
亲爱的弟兄啊，
Así que a vosotros, amados,
seeing ye know those things before,
你们既然预先知道这事，就当就是防范，
sabiendo antemanos,
beware,
小心，
guardaos,
lest ye also, being led astray with the error of the wicked, fall from your own steadfastness.
恐怕被恶人的错谬诱惑的，就从自己坚固的地步上堕落。
no sea que arrastrado por el error de los inicuos caigas de vuestra firmeza.
But grow in grace, circle the word but grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
你们却把这个却字画下来，却要在我们救主耶稣基督的恩典中和知识上长进。
Antes bien, circula antes bien, creced en la gracia y el conocimiento de nuestro Señor y Salvador Jesucristo.
To him be glory both now and forever. Amen.
愿荣耀归于他，从今直到永远。阿门。
A Él sea la gloria ahora y hasta el día de la eternidad. Amén.
Sit down. I want to say one more thing.
加多一句话，
Siéntense una cosa más.
We know what happened with those written testimonies.
我们知道那些写下来的这个见证都发生了什么事儿。
Sabemos qué pasó con los testimonios escritos.
A good half of them cribbed off of somebody else.
一半都是抄袭别人的。
Una mitad copió de otro.
They copied bits and pieces. Dr. Kagan could figure it out because he could look down. He's real sharp. He could look down, he could see words they didn't know, phrases they never thought of, borrowed from somebody else. So they cross-pollinated each other. And half of those, I think at least a third to a half of the testimonies were somebody else's testimony, fake.
所以他们一些的见证，至少一半都是假的，或者1/3假的。
La mitad o el tercio del testimonio copiaron de otra persona. El doctor Kagan es muy listo. Ya sabe de dónde se copió. La cosa es de que eran falsos testimonios.
Jesus talked about one man built his house on the sand, another built his house on a rock.
耶稣谈到一个人建在这个沙子上面建房，另一个呢在岩石上建房。
Jesús habló de un hombre que hizo la casa sobre la arena y el otro sobre la roca.
The storms came down and hit the house. The one that was built on the sand collapsed.
结果暴风雨吹来的时候呢，在沙子上面那个倒了。
La tormenta vino y la que estaba edificada en la arena se cayó.
The one that was built on the rock lasted. Now, what is that? Now, let me show you what that means. I just thought of this tonight.
La construido en la piedra se quedó.
Perfect illustration. If they built their testimony on somebody else's testimony, that's the sand.
当你的见证在别人的见证
The
之上，就是
wind,
沙
and
土
the。rain, and the problems of life come up, and the house falls.
结果人生的问题和一切的问题把这一切冲走了。
Si hicieron un testimonio sobre otra persona, eso es arena, viene la tormenta y se cae.
But if they build their house on the rock,
但如果他们的房屋建在这是岩石上，
Pero si hacen la casa sobre la roca,
the same wind blows, the same problems come, but the house doesn't fall. What's the rock? The rock is Jesus Christ.
这个磐石
The
就是耶稣
sand
基
is
督。
what they built their testimony on.
viene la
A
roca es
testimony
Jesús.
stolen from somebody else's sandy foundation. And here's what they don't think. They think, oh, well, if I get past that and get baptized, then everything will be all right. Oh, no.
他们总以为就是一切通过了以后呢，就受了洗，就一切的结束了，错了。
Las rocas Jesús, el resto es arena. Piensan de que si ya pueden ser pasado y bautizado, que todo va a estar bien, pero no es cierto.
There's going to be problems down the road.
以后还会有问题。
Va a haber problemas
And you,
después.
like a fool, built your house upon a sand, somebody else's testimony,
结果像傻瓜一样，你把你的见证建在别人的见证上，
swept away.
完全会被沙土一样冲走
Tú。como tonto hiciste tu
And-
casa sobre arena y te fuiste quebrado.
And that, Miguel, is why I insist that you trust Christ. I exhort you to, I would beg you to trust Christ if I could, because nothing else is going to hold you up as we come down to the last days.
所以在末日中间，每个一切都无法真正维
Your,
持的，你只有
your
耶
life
稣。
will fall apart if you're not built on the rock.
如果不是建在耶稣身上，你绝对这眼忍受不了，是坚持不下去。
Por eso, Miguel, te digo que tienes que ser convertido, tienes que poner tu vida sobre Jesús, porque si no, tu vida va a ser quebrada.
Amen. And everybody said, in Jesus'
In
name,
Jesus' name.
amen.
阿门。
Thank you for watching today's sermon.
感谢大家观看今天我们讲的道。
Gracias por mirar el sermón de hoy.
And if you are not saved, I urge you to come to Jesus.
如果你仍未得救的时候，我鼓励你、督促你信靠基督。
Si no eres salvo, te animo que vengas a Jesús.
When I was a young person, I went forward many times to be saved and to rededicate my life, but somehow I never got saved that way.
要知道，我年轻的时候，我许多次走到前面去得救，或者重新奉献我的一生，但是那样的方式一直没有使我得救。
Cuando yo era joven, yo fui al frente para ser salvo muchas veces, pero no fue así.
When I did get saved, it was a very simple matter.
当我得救那一天，非常简单。
Cuando sí fui salvo fue una cosa muy simple.
I simply came to Jesus and trusted him, and he saved me and washed me clean with his blood.
我就是简简单单信靠了耶稣基督，相信了他，用他的宝血洗净了我的罪孽。
Simplemente vine a Jesús, confié en Él y Él me lavó con su sangre.
It's extremely important to know where Jesus is. I don't think I really thought about that before I was saved, the day I was saved.
要知道，在我得救那天之前呢，我一直没有意识到耶稣到底是在何处，现在在何处，这是非常重要的一点。
Es muy importante que sepas dónde es que está Jesús. Yo no creo que pensé de eso antes del día que fui salvo.
Right now, Jesus is not in the air all around us. He's not on the cross still. Jesus is not in our hearts. The Holy Spirit is, but not Jesus. The Bible says repeatedly, over and over again, that Jesus is at the right hand of God the Father in heaven.
如今呢，耶稣并没有在我们周围各处那个虚无缥缈中间飘，也没有在石架上，更没有在我们心中，圣灵在我们心中。但是圣经重复讲到，耶稣基督在上天神的右手边。
Jesús no está todo alrededor de nosotros, no está en el corazón. El Espíritu Santo sí está con nosotros, pero Jesús en la Biblia dice que está a la mano derecha de Dios el Padre en el cielo.
And Jesus loves you. He's not angry with you.
耶稣爱着你，他并没有生你的气。
Jesús te ama, no está enojado contigo.
God the Father is angry with the wicked every day, but Jesus came into the world, the Son of God came into the world to save sinners. And he loves you.
神呢，每一天都生那些罪人的气，因为为他们犯的罪。但是耶稣基督来到人间，他为了就是拯救罪人。
Jesús no está enojado contigo. Jesús vino al mundo para salvar a los pecadores. Él te ama.
And God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Even though he was angry with sin, he loved the world and sent his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16.
虽然神憎恶这些世间的罪孽，但是呢，他爱世人，将他自己的独生子赐给我们，让一切信他的不至灭亡，反得永生。约翰福音3章16节。
De tal manera amó Dios al mundo que dio a su Hijo unigénito para que cualquiera que crea en Él no se pierda, mas tenga vida eterna.
Sometimes people ask me, how do you come to Jesus?
有时候常常有人问我，如何才能走向基督？
A veces la gente me pregunta cómo es que vienes a Jesús.
I never answer that question because the Bible doesn't answer it.
我从来没有去回答这个问题，因为圣经没有这样回答。
Nunca doy respuesta de esa pregunta porque la Biblia no da respuesta.
When you are tired of your sin and tired of your struggle, then God will draw you to Jesus, and it will be a very simple matter.
当你厌倦了自己的罪恶的时候，当你厌倦了那种挣扎之下的时候，结果神就会自然而然引导你信靠基督了。
Cuando estás cansado de tu pecado, entonces es un negocio fácil para que Dios te traiga a Jesús.
Not long ago, I was reading again the testimony of the salvation of Dr. A.W. Tozer.
不久以前，我又一次读了读 A.W. Tozer 博士他得救的见证。
Reciente estaba leyendo de nuevo la conversión al testimonio del Dr. Tozer.
Dr. Tozer heard a man preach the gospel on a street corner.
要叫Tozer博士在一个街头，在街边听到一个人宣讲福音。
Dr. Tozer escuchó a alguien predicando el evangelio de una esquina.
It was the first time he had ever heard the gospel.
这是他第一次听到福音的宣扬。
Fue la primera vez de que había escuchado el evangelio.
He was 17 years old.
17岁才。
17 años de edad.
And Dr. Tozer ran home. He didn't stop to talk to anybody or tell anybody about it. He ran home and went up into the attic of his father's house.
这个Tozer博士一路跑回家，路上没有跟任何人打招呼，跑到家以后去到阁楼上面，他的父亲家里面的阁楼上面藏起来。
Dr. Tozer corrió de la casa después de escuchar eso, no le habló con nadie, se puso enseguida a la azotea de la casa.
And he got down on his knees and came to Jesus.
结果就在阁楼上面单独一个人跪下了以后，信靠了耶稣基督。
Se arrodilló y vino enseguida a Jesús.
And he went on to become one of the great preachers of the 20th century.
结果继续成为一个20世纪最知名的一个传教士之一。
Fue uno de los grandes predicadores del siglo XX.
Perhaps that would be a good way for you to do. If you heard this sermon and you feel that you're lost, get in a quiet place by yourself.
有可能这是可以成为你得救的方式。当你在网站上听到了我们这个宣道的时候，可以自己一个人单独祷告。
Quizás eso sería bueno también para ti. Si estás escuchando este sermón y estás perdido, ve a un lugar callado de solo.
Get down on your knees. That helps to humble you. Get down on your knees and come to Jesus, and His blood will wash every sin away, past, present, and future.
这样跪下呢，帮助你作为一些卑微一下，让这样跪下请求耶稣基督，请求神的原谅，这样呢，原谅你过去、现在和未来全部的罪孽。
Hincante en tus rodillas y ven a Jesús. Él lavará tus pecados pasado, presente, futuro.
Repent and believe in Jesus.
当忏悔，信靠主耶稣。
Arrepiéntete, cree en Jesús.
Turn away from your sinful lifestyle and get down on your knees and simply, by faith, come to Jesus. That's all He requires. Him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out, He said in the 6th chapter of John.
在约翰福音6章这里面讲耶稣这样到我这里来，我绝不会离弃他们。所以你要抛弃自己邪恶的生活，结果转向耶稣，靠信靠他，这就是他所需要的一切了。
Ese camino bien, no lo rechazaré, dijo de breve en el Evangelio de Juan.
And then if you do come to Christ, I pray that you will get into a church as soon as possible and be in church every time the door is open. There's no more important advice that I could give you. Get into a church and be there every time the door is open.
但是当你得到转变之后，一定要找一个地方教会，每一次教会有活动都去参加，没有比这更重要的了。一旦你得到转变，参加一个地方教会。
No hay mejor consejo que te puedo dar menos que ve a la iglesia y esté ahí cada vez que la puerta esté abierta.
And if at all possible, make sure it's a church that preaches from the authorized King James Bible and sings the traditional hymns.
如果可能的话，这个教会应当是宣扬 King James 这版本，而且他们唱的是传统的圣诗。
Y si es posible, asegúrate que sea de la King James y los himnos antiguos.
And go to the pastor and tell the pastor that you've been saved.
而且告诉了牧师你如何得救的。
Habla con el pastor, dile que fuiste salvo.
And the best advice I could possibly give you is to get in to a church, a local church, and be there every time the door is open. That's the way to grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. And be sure to give a tithe of your money to the church, and God will bless you.
所以我给你最重要的这个建议就是进入一个地方教会，在那里面就是在恩典之下不断成长，而且拿出你的11奉献交给了地方教会。
Métete en una iglesia local, es una de las mejores maneras de crecer en gracia y conocimiento de un diezmo ahí, Dios te bendecirá.
Now, I would like to ask you to support this ministry and help us.
我现在希望你能够帮助我们的网站上的传道事业。
Quiero pedirte de que nos ayudes apoyando este ministerio.
Because these sermons are going out throughout the world in many, many languages, and we're adding more languages almost every month.
要知道，我们这是通过网站各种各样的10几种语言，而且我们越来越多的语言，不断的每个月都要加上去，所以这是传遍世界的一个福音。
Estos sermones van a través del mundo en la internet en muchos idiomas y añadimos más idiomas casi cada mes.
And Dr. Kagan, is our statistician, has estimated, based on various things that he studied, that 80% of those who watch who read my sermons in manuscript form on this website, 80% of them are pastors.
Kagan 博士，我们教会的一个统计学家，他这样估计，就是在我们网站上面读我们讲道的一些朋友呢，80%都是宣道士。
Y el doctor Kagan, que hace la estadística con nosotros, piensa de que 80% de la gente que ve estos videos, escucha, son predicadores.
And they are using these sermons when they get stuck, as I often do, to give them a sermon idea. And in the third world, in places where the gospel cannot go, many preachers are preaching these sermons verbatim, right, word for word.
要知道，很多的牧师，当他们自己根本不知道要宣讲什么的时候呢，通过网站可以得到一些启发。很多在第三世界国家那些教会的牧师，通过我们网站上面逐字逐句，就是用我们的讲的道来宣讲。
Y ayuda a pastores a veces cuando no saben a qué predicar, pero también en los países terceros mundo la están predicando palabra por palabra.
I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know it until not too long ago. But 1/3 of the world does not have any, not even one missionary, doesn't have any missionaries from the United States, Great Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. No missionaries from the English-speaking world in 1/3 of the world.
不知道你有没有注意到，我是最近才发现，就是在1/3世界上的地区，西方世界，美国、英国，而且欧洲、澳大利亚等等，那么西方世界传教士根本去不到世界1/3地区。
No sé si lo sabes, pero 1/3 del mundo no tiene misioneros de que hablan inglés.
Jesus said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature."
耶稣这样告诫我们要往普天下去，向万民传福音。
Jesús dijo de ir a todo el mundo, predicar el evangelio a cada criatura.
But our Western missionaries cannot get into 1/3 of the world. That's about 2.5 billion people where our missionaries cannot go.
但是我们西方这个传教士大概有1/3的地区，大概也就是2亿5千万人，根本就是我们达不到我们这些西方传教士这个他们这个声音之下。
1/3 del mundo, como 1 billón de gente, los misioneros nuestros no pueden ir ahí.
But the native pastors are there.
但是有本地的传教士在那里。
Pero los pastores nativos sí están ahí.
And they are the only way, they are the only means of spreading the gospel in those countries is through the native pastors.
在那些地区，就是唯一通过地方的本地传教士来把福音传出去，是唯一的方式了。
Es la única manera de repartir el evangelio es a través de los nativos pastores.
At the beginning of World War II, Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England, sent a message to President Franklin D. Roosevelt in America, and he said, "Give us the tools and we'll finish the job."
第二次世界大战开始的时候，文斯顿·丘吉尔曾经发了一个信息传给这个美国的总统罗斯福，这样祈求到说：“请你们把工具交到我们手中，我们就把这工作完成它。”
Al principio de la guerra mundial, Churchill le mandó una correspondencia al presidente Roosevelt diciéndole, mándanos las herramientas y nosotros terminaremos el trabajo.
And that's what we're attempting to do with this website. We're sending the printed sermons, word for word, on the internet to those nations in the Muslim world, the Buddhist world, the Hindu world, where our missionaries cannot go.
这就是我们通过这个网站所要办到的事情，把这个福音的信息逐句的传到那些1/3，就是穆斯林教国家，还有那些佛教的国家，各种各样的一个传教士去不到的地方，把那些这个武器交到那些传教士的手中。
Y eso es lo que estamos haciendo. Estamos mandando otros sermones escritos, palabra por palabra, a los lugares musulmanes de otros del mundo que donde los misioneros no pueden ir.
We're giving those native pastors the tools, and they will finish the job of spreading the gospel in those parts of the world where our missionaries cannot go.
我们把这些传福音的工具交在那些本地的传教士他们的手中，他们就会完成这样传福音的工作。
Nosotros estamos dando a esos pastores las herramientas para que ellos puedan hacer el trabajo.
And we are giving those pastors, those native pastors, the tools, and they will finish the job of going into all the world and spreading the gospel to every creature in that 1/3 of the world where our missionaries cannot go.
我们就是把这个工具交到他们这个本地的那宣道士的手中，让他们去到那个1/3我们西方传教士去不到的地方，往普天下去，把这个福音传给万民听。
Estamos mandando estas herramientas a los sermones en ese 1/3 del mundo donde los misioneros nuestros no pueden ir.
And that's where you come in.
这就是你在这里可以帮助我们了。
Ahí es donde tú ayudas.
I am asking you to help us add more languages and more translators.
现在我就是希望你能够帮助我们更加多一些另外的一些翻译的工作，而且更加多一些语言上去。
Te estoy pidiendo que nos ayudes para que podamos agregar más idiomas a más idiomas.
People in our own church translate the sermons into Chinese, Japanese, Tagalog, the language of the Philippines, Spanish, and of course I give them in English. And so we are able to do those 5 languages. But all the rest of the languages, we have to pay a small amount of money to the missionaries and Christian workers that translate all the other languages.
要知道，我们本教会这些朋友们已经翻译成了中文、西班牙语，而且日文，还有一些 Tagalog， 就是墨西哥那些。但是呢，其他的这语言呢，都是要有其他的，我们要给他们一些资助，给他们一些报答，让他们来帮助我们做翻译。
Y nosotros en nuestra iglesia estamos nosotros mismos traduciendo en español, en japonés, en coreano, en chino y pues claro en inglés, pero tenemos que pagar a los otros que están afuera de la iglesia.
Now, we have raised a lot of money here for the languages that are already up, but to add more languages, we're going to need your help.
现在我们网站上刊载的10几种语言呢，我们要用很多这个资金来赞助，但是要加多更多的语言的话，我们就需要你来帮助了。
Gastamos mucho dinero acá para los idiomas que sí tenemos en el sitio internet, pero para añadir más idiomas necesitamos ayuda.
Could you possibly make a monthly pledge to help us add more languages to this website?
你能不能保证每个月来拿出一笔这个资金来帮助我们把更多的语言加在我们网站上面？
¿Podrías mensualmente ayudarnos con una promesa para ayudarnos a añadir más idiomas?
If you can do it, I'm asking you to send $50 a month. If that's not possible, $25 a month, and make a monthly pledge to this ministry to help us get these sermons out in those parts of the world where none of our missionaries can go.
所以我希望你能够每个月呢能够赞助些50块钱，如果不可能的话，25块钱也可以，25块钱能够帮助我们把这个语言，把这各种各样的福音传到这个世界上面1/3地区，我们这个西方传教士去不到的地方。
Si nos pudiera ayudar, por favor, promete para ayudar algo mensualmente para que podamos mandar esto a lugares donde los misioneros no pueden ir.
Because the internet goes everywhere.
因为万维网站呢是去到是无孔不入的。
La internet va a todas partes.
And those native pastors can print out the sermons from their computer or copy them down with a pencil or pen, and often they circulate these sermons and pass them on to others. So would you help us with a monthly gift?
所以那些本地的牧师可以打印出来，或者把它抄下来，或者做拷贝等等，或者是传给另一个人。你能不能帮助我们做好这些工作呢？
Frecuentemente los pastores escriben palabra por palabra lo que se ve en la computadora, pero la cosa es que por favor ayúdanos mensualmente.
And if you can do that, you could send the money with a credit card, or you could send it by Western Union, and see if you can send it in with American money if possible. And the sheet will come up in just a moment that tells you how to send the money by credit card or the post office box where you can mail it.
你要是做奉献献给我们教会的话，你可以写支票，一会儿呢，荧幕上在底下就可以看到这个寄给我们这个地址，同时也可以用你的信用卡或者是 PayPal 或者 Western Union 都可以的做奉献给我们教会，请你帮助我们。
Un momento verás la dirección donde se puede enviar el dinero a través de tarjeta de crédito, de PayPal o a Western Union, pero ojalá mándalo en dólares, pero si no, vienen pronto la dirección en la pantalla.
So keep watching, and that information will come up on the screen in just a moment.
所以继续看下来，观看下去，一会儿这个做奉献的信息呢，就打印在这个荧幕上让你看了。
Sigue mirando y esa información se verá en momento en la pantalla.